throw it at his face, throw it at his face, pull out your spear, and finish him off. Greetings and salutations, Laurie Nation. Welcome back to another episode of the Mike Laurie Show. I'm your host, Mike Laurie, and let's talk grounded, shall we? Now, today's going to be a highly suggested video. I got a lot of you guys in my comment section down below saying, Mike, you making a lot of videos for beginners, bro, but you using a whole lot of armor that ain't for beginners. We ain't gonna have no ladybug armor. We ain't gonna have no spider armor. We for sure ain't gonna have no spider bow. So what's up, player? You for the culture or nah? So I want to make this video just for beginners, bro. Things, tips and tricks that I wish I knew when I first started this game, because let's face it, man, there's gonna be a ton of you guys that are new to the game and you need to know these things. So I want to be the one to showcase that for you. So before we dive into the content, I need to ask you guys for a favor. 2 favors real quick. If you find yourself enjoying the content, or you know, you find it helpful, definitely hit that like button, man. But if you feeling the vibes, go ahead and subscribe. Now, for those of you who, you know, might have been playing the game for a little bit and you want to skip around, I'll leave timestamps down at the bottom. You guys can, you know, jump forward and watch whatever parts you find that are entertaining and helpful for you. With that being said, let's dive into the video. So as you guys can see, I am starting a brand new game, and this is going to be the first thing that you see when you start a new game. So on your left hand side where it says mode selector, you got 4 actually modes that you can try. You can basically do easy, medium, hard, and then creative. So mild is going to be easy, medium is going to be medium, and then whoa is going to be like hard. And let me tell you, whoa is actually pretty hard. So I wouldn't suggest it. If you're brand new, just go with medium. You're still going to get, you know, everything that you need to get out of the game, and you know, it's still going to be a challenge. So you know, medium is what I actually play on myself. So, you know, whoa, and I mean, medium is going to be pretty good. Now, creative basically allows for you to just build. If you love to build and like do like a PvE type thing, then creative is for you. Does not have any bugs in it or any of that. No spiders, no nothing. It's just you get everything from the jump and you can just create creative. Okay, so we're going to go with medium. Now, in my game, I play with max. But for the sake of this tutorial, I want to play with Willow because I've never played with Willow. So we're going to play with Willow today. So as you start off in the game, and I do apologize because it is dark, they're going to ask you to like move around, jump, do all of that good stuff. You're going to come, this is what you're going to see. This is, I guess, what you came out of when you first started. And one of the things that I wish I would have knew when I first started, when I first got to this screen right here. Now, I'm playing on PC, but it looks like I'm playing on Xbox. I do use a controller. That's why, you know, I have LB and all of that good stuff. So if you want to know the specs of my computer, I'll leave that down in the description down below. What I wish someone would have told me when I first started the game was to pick up everything that I seen in sight. You see sprigs on the floor. You're going to see plant fiber. You're going to even see little pebblets on the floor. These are the things that you need to pick up, honestly, because everything that you need is going to be right at the beginning and you don't even know it. I didn't know it either. So pick up as many pebblets and plant fiber as you can, as sprigs. Just pick up anything you can see over here. Now, first person view for me is kind of jarring. It kind of makes my head hurt a little bit. So I like to play in third person, but more so than it just making my head hurt, third person for me allows for me to see the map in its entirety. Because as you can see, like if I go into first person, it cuts off like half the screen. So if I go into third person, now I can see my surroundings. So if there's a spider over here and I don't want to die, I can see that spider. But if I'm in first person, I'm more than likely not going to see that spider. So let's go ahead and pick up some more pebblets. And while we're over here, let me talk about the mushrooms really quickly. Now, mushrooms are going to be your first kind of tier food that you're going to get. These are going to keep you fed in a sense before. These are going to keep you fed while you're exploring, you know, the map in the beginning. But once you get like your pebblet hammer and your pebblet axe and all that, then you're going to be able to crack acorns and get the best, quote unquote, best food in the game, which are acorn bits, and those are relatively easy to get. Now, the best food in the game is going to be jerky, but you're not going to have to get jerky for a long time. You know, you're going to have to do a whole bunch of missions and analyze a whole bunch of stuff before you can even attempt to make jerky. Plus, you need a whole bunch of resources and all of that. So over on the map, you're going to find these things called field stations. And basically what you need field stations for is to research the items that you find on the ground. This is a tip that I wish somebody would have told me, and that's to analyze everything. It doesn't even matter what it is. If you can analyze it, trust me. Now, the top 3 things that I suggest that you analyze first is going to be sap, your pebblets, and then your plant fiber. So we're going to start off with the sap first. Now, as you can see, you're going to get plant lamps and sap scones. Now, those are going to be for when you start building your house and all of that. Those are lights. But the workbench is going to be your best friend because that allows for you to build higher tier weapons and higher tier gear. So you want to get your workbench up as soon as possible. That's why you need to analyze sap first. So then we're going to go with pebblets. Now, the reason you need to actually analyze pebblets is because it allows for you to get your axe. And you're going to need this while you're progressing through the story because, you know, you're going to have to chop down some stuff. You know, that's why you need an axe. So just take my word for it and yeah, go from there. Now, the next thing that you're going to actually need to do that I would suggest doing is analyzing plant fiber. And the reason for that is you need crude rope in order to build the axes, the hammers, even your bows and arrows. So crude rope is going to be your best friend. So you definitely want to analyze those. Now, as you can see on my right, you can only analyze 3 things per station, but they do recharge. It just takes a little bit of time. Now, if you were to have analyzed the sprig, it basically allows for you to get these things called trail markers. And basically what trail markers do is allow for you to mark the locations of the places that you want to not forget. So with that all out of the way, let's actually head this way. And be careful because there are some mites over here. They will attack you and you'd have nothing to defend yourself with yet. Okay, so if we go into our inventory, we go to craft. We can craft some crude rope, and it takes three plant fibers to make 1 crude rope. So there's that. Now we have tools, so we can make our pebblet axe, which we need for sure. We can make a pebblet hammer, and we can make a pebblet spear. So what I need to get is plant fiber for the spear, and we need sprigs. Okay, let me find one more. Okay, so now let's make our pebblet spear, and then our hammer, we need 1 more sprig. Boom. Now have basically got every beginner weapon that you would need to defend yourself while you're traversing the backyard. So basically, this machine right here is what you're going to interact with when you're first starting off in the game. This is the beginning of the storyline. This is where it all begins right here. So basically what you need to do is go over here and click this button that says target. And as you can see, this laser right here is weak, and there's a reason for it because now there's mites that are chewing on the freaking wire. So now you got to go ahead and kill those mites. Now mites are these little red things that I passed up. Let me show you. That's a mite. And basically what you want to do is just kill it with your spear. Now mite fuzz allows for you to get arrows, so you know, you definitely want to pay attention to that. Now, if you don't know where you're going, just follow this laser beam right here. Just follow that and you'll be good to go. Now, there's not a lot of things over here that are going to kill you, except for mites. So mites are going to be over here a lot. So that's why you have your spear, and that will keep you protected. So this is called dirty water, and basically you can drink dirty water, but it is going to, it will replenish your water, but it's going to make you hungry. So all you need to do to combat that is basically just eat mushrooms. I would suggest not doing it that way. You can find clean water like on top of, hold on, let me kill this thing real quick. you can find clean water on top of grass stalks. So basically all you need to do is you could hit it with this and it's gonna drop it, and you just drink it up. It's as easy as that. So it's gonna take you over here to this area, and this is where you need to kill the mites. All you need to do is just attack them one time and they're gonna die. Okay, so now you need to go into this cave. Now I would suggest that you guys make a torch before you go in here, and basically what you need for a torch is 2 sprigs, sap, crude rope, and dry grass chunks. So actually let's make that right now. These are dry grass chunks. If they look like dead, that's what they are. So you're gonna chop that down. Let's take care of this mite because he's gonna get on my nerves. Okay, so let's get the dry grass chunk. Any more? Okay, then you got some sap that's like right here, so that's perfect. And then we need sprigs, if I'm not mistaken. I think we need 2 sprigs. So go ahead and grab that sprig, and then go ahead and grab this sprig. Now we're gonna, okay, I need crude rope. I need plant fiber. That is like literally everywhere. Okay, we have everything that we need to actually make a torch, so let's go ahead and craft a torch. Let's put it in our hotbar, and then we're gonna light it up. Now you're able to use your spear and your torch at the same time because they're one-handed weapons. So then you just basically attack the mites that are in here. There's gonna be a couple of them that are on the floor. Go ahead and kill those. Then as you make your way over here, a little bit more down this way, you're gonna find more mites, tons of them. So you go ahead and kill these guys. They don't hit that hard, but you know, it's probably better to block. And then you just attack this one and attack this one, and then you're good to go. So then you can come your way out of here and go back to the laser. And the reason you need to go back to the laser is because now you've caused the laser not to have that stuttering problem, but now there's something blocking the laser. So then you're just gonna turn off your torch. Now, if you don't know where you're going or you're lost, you always look up in the sky. And then you see the beam, the laser beam, that's where you know where you're headed. You're gonna follow this laser, it's gonna lead you to here. Now, as you can see, this laser over here is obstructed by this grass plank. And what you need to do, that's why you need to analyze the pebblet first, because you need to be able to chop this down. So then you just chop this one down. And now you are going to come over here and you're going to click activate. Now, when you click activate, there's going to be a scene that I'm not going to spoil for you. I want you to see this on your own. So I'm going to skip that. And then once the scene is done, then I'll come back. So we're back. Now, what you're going to need to do is head over to that big oak tree that you see right in front of you. Now, let me warn you, there is a ton, and I mean a ton of spiders over here. This is literally where the majority of the wolf spiders live. There's 2 of them that spawn in that oak tree. So, you know, just be mindful. If I were you, I would probably save as soon as I get over there. Now, when you actually analyze sprigs, you're going to be able to, like I said before, you're going to be able to label everything. And me personally, I would love to label all of the juice boxes around the map, because the juice boxes allow for you, when you drink the juice, you get you get water replenishment and food as well. So the juice boxes are going to be your best friend, so you always want to label them on the map. It's like a pro tip. So if you're ever lost, just look up in the sky and you will see the great oak tree. Now, like I said, keep your head on a swivel over here because there is a ton of spiders. There's also ants over here. Now, that little guy right there is a weevil. You're going to need a lot of those as well. Ants, chase those and kill them all the time. Now, this is an abandoned ant hill. There are some soldier ants over there, and you got to be mindful of those. The regular ants don't bother you unless you bother them, but the soldier ants, they definitely will bother you because they're pretty mean. So just steer clear if you see those. Now, like I said before, over in this area, you're not gonna really find any spiders or anything like that. Look at those ants. You see, they killed them. Okay, so while we're over here, right, I want to show you guys these. These are acorns. Now, inside the acorns, they have one of the best foods in the game, which are called acorn bits. So basically what you need to do is take your hammer and pull it out, and you're just gonna beat the acorn to death. And then you're gonna get acorn bits. Now, this acorn shell is going to be very, very, very important, because when you analyze an acorn shell, it allows for you to get your first set of armor. So it's definitely very important to get that. Now, let me show you guys the acorn bits and how much food they actually give you. So if you eat acorn bits, they basically raised my food all the way up to the top. So, once you're over here, stock up on the acorn bits. Now, pro tip, before you head over there to talk to B.U.R.G.L, there's going to be a mini boss, small boss. He's not technically a boss. I call him a boss just because if he hits you, he's going to one-shot you. So my advice to you is to get pebbles. Find as many pebbles as you can, because you're going to need them, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so in this general vicinity over here by the great oak tree, you have a soda can and you have another juice box. So yeah, there's that. Now, let me show you where the wolf spiders spawn, just so you know, so you're not like freaked out. If you see them over here, they're up in this general vicinity. Now, I don't see them right now, but that means that they're roaming around somewhere they shouldn't be. So just be mindful of that. If they jump out and try and scare you, we got our spear. We're good to go. Now, they like to hide over here, and just be mindful that, they don't try and sneak up and ruin your life. So this is the great oak tree. This is where you go to find B.U.R.G.L. Now, we should actually, before we do that, let me tell you guys a pro tip real quick. Before we dive into going into go see B.U.R.G.L, we should actually make a lean-to. Now, basically what a lean-to does is, if you die, because you probably will die, you want to have a lean-to in order to respawn at that specific area instead of respawning somewhere else. So if you die and you don't have a lean-to or a respawn point, basically what you're going to need to do is start from the very, very beginning where you started from. So what you need to do is go into your inventory, go to utilities, and then go to lean-to. So you need 3 clover leaves and 2 sprigs. So let's go ahead and grab that really quick. Now, this area has a bunch of sprigs and a bunch of clovers. You're going to find a ton of clovers over here. So you're going to take your axe, and this is what a clover looks like. It looks like a Lucky Charm, basically. You're going to chop that down. And there you go. Now, I like to place my lean-to in high places, because if I die, I won't have to worry about whatever killed me coming after my bag or whatever. So you build your lean-to. You're going to put the blueprint down, and you're going to set your respawn point. So if I die, and I might die, I will spawn back here instead of spawning back at where we started. So now let's head over to B.U.R.G.L, and we're going to do some things over there. I'm going to show you one of the quickest ways to kill that little boss guy that I was talking about earlier. Alright, so now we are inside of the lab once again, and we're going to make our way down here at the bottom. Now, as you can see, you need to go into this door right here, but it is locked. So what you need to do, pro tip, what you need to do is equip your pebbles, and in order to throw them, you're going to use RB for Xbox players. So in order to open that door, you're going to need to solve this puzzle, and this puzzle is basically top left and bottom middle, and then you're going to open it. Now you're going to see that little robot right there, and all you're going to do is throw rocks at his face. Oh god. Throw rocks at his face. And then he's going to get into shock. And then you're going to attack him with your spear. Now, if you have a lot of pebbles, that's good. But if you didn't pick up a lot, then you're just going to have to pick them up again. So don't let them get close to you. Just keep hitting them with the rocks. And then attack him. Run away from him. Stay away from him as much as you can. Equip your pebbles again. Throw it at his face. Throw it at his face. Pull out your spear and finish him off. Now, when I first started this game and I encountered this guy, I just tried to go toe-to-toe with him. And he hit me so hard. He literally will take my whole health. Literally. And he's a robot. The wolf spider, 10 times harder than he is. So just be mindful of that. Rocks are your best friend. So now this is where B.U.R.G.L is. He's playing dead. He's not actually dead. Before you actually help him up, you should go over here and find this B.U.R.G.L chip. Now it's just laying here. Now what this B.U.R.G.L chip does is allows for you to get the blueprint to start building your base. So you're going to pick that up first before you pick him up. And then you're going to go over here and grab this raw science real quick. You get 500 raw science right off the bat. And also you have an analyze station. So what you need to do is analyze this acorn shell, like I said before. That is going to give you your acorn armor. That's going to be your first set of armor. That is going to help you with your health. So that is one of the best beginner armors to have alongside with ant armor. So then you're going to just analyze everything else that you haven't analyzed yet. Okay, good to go. Now, you go over here to B.U.R.G.L and you help your boy up. You know, because, you know, we family, so we got to help everybody up. So we're going to help B.U.R.G.L up. Now, B.U.R.G.L is going to go through a whole dialogue. He's going to talk for a little bit, and you just got to listen to what he's saying, and that's it. Okay, once B.U.R.G.L is done talking, you go ahead and chat with him, and then you give him that B.U.R.G.L chip. So then you go to I'll trade you some raw science, and this is where you're going to be able to find the blueprints in order to start building. So multi-story bases is going to be 1,000 raw science. So as you can see, we already have 720 raw science. We just need like 300 more and we can get the multi-story bases. That's going to be how you start building your base. And then you're going to have fortified bases, which is allowing for you to build like palisade gates, sturdy walls, basically wood structures instead of just grass. And you got meat shield and a whole bunch of other things. Now, before you leave here, there's some more raw science over here. So there's 100 raw science here. There is some more raw science down there, but there's a spider down there, I believe. So just be mindful of that. And if you go down that way, sorry, it is kind of dark, but if you go down straight ahead, that will lead you into that abandoned anthill that we talked about. Okay, so as you guys can see, I got 820 raw science. I only need a little bit more. So basically what you need to do is go to B.U.R.G.L and say, do you have any work for me? And basically that is going to show you the quest that you can do for that day. So you have to complete these in order to craft new ones. If you just keep them in your inventory, you're never going to have new missions that come up every single day. So they want you to finish the ones that they have first, and then you're able to, you know, switch them out. So we got complete marker at the Great Oak Beacon. There's 100 points, research points right there. You can craft an acorn shovel. That's 100 research points. And then at the bottom, we got 6,000 research points. Now that's for the Jungle Temple B.U.R.G.L chip. I made a video just for that chip to find it. Now that is a longer video, so definitely be ready for that. But that chip in particular has a lot of spiders in that area, so I wouldn't suggest as a beginner going for that chip just yet, just because there's a lot of spiders over there, and more than likely you're gonna die a whole heck of a lot of times because you got to fight a lot of those spiders. They're in the areas that you got to fight them in. So you know, get used to the game first and then decide to go ahead and get that jungle BURGL chip. Now it is nighttime, guys, and I do apologize, it is kind of dark. So I want to show you guys how to bring it from night to day. So if you look in my right top corner, you're going to see 21:17. Anytime the time reaches 20, you're able to turn it into daytime. So you're going to use the lean-to and go to sleep.
Hey, I'm gonna fall asleep.
And then when you go to sleep, it's going to bring you back to the daytime. Now, quick tip, pro tip. Every time that you sleep and you bring it from night to day, your water and your food need to be replenished. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, and since we're still over here, we're going to go ahead and crack some of these acorns open. We're going to go ahead and grab the acorn bits. I'm going to grab the tops, and there's that. And we're going to go ahead and eat the acorn bits.
I guess I thought I did.
And then we should be good to go. Now, I want to go ahead and see if there's any juice over here in this can, which there is. Go ahead and slurp that up.
Ever wonder what the inside of a
Now,
snake
usually there is juice that spawns over here by this puncho box, but for some weird reason, it's not actually spawning any juice, which is not a problem. If you really need water and you can't find the the clean water droplets anywhere, you can come over here to this lake and basically drink the dirty water. Now, you're going to actually need food in order to combat your hunger going down, but you know, that's one of the easier ways to get your water levels pretty high. Now, as far as where to build, like a beginner's guide to building, when I first started out, I built over here because this had everything I needed. This had all the plant fiber, it had all the weed stems, it had all of the, dandelions, it had clovers, it had thistle plants. It just had so many things over here that were an asset to me. But this area over here has a ton of spiders. Like I said before, this area in no shape or form is for beginners. But if you build high, you shouldn't really have an issue. So my suggestion is wherever you decide to build off the ground. Do not build on the ground, because honestly, you're gonna run into like a stink bug, you're gonna run into a bombardier beetle or an ant that's trying to take your food, a ladybug that's in your base. Like, you're just gonna have a whole host of problems, and you don't want those problems. So build high and you shouldn't have any issues. Now, I know this video was a lot longer than majority of my videos, but I had to make this video for the beginners, man. I was getting roasted in the comments, so I had to do it, man. I had to make the video just for beginners. So I had to make a whole new game just for you guys. Now, if you want to know more about, grounded beginner tips and tricks, then I will leave a link down in the description. You guys can check out my whole grounded playlist just for beginners. It has everything you can think of there, and hopefully it will help you out. So if it does, definitely hit that like button, and if you felt the vibes, go ahead and subscribe. So thank you guys so much for all your support, and I appreciate you guys. Oh, before I forget, I'm doing a giveaway. It's for my 1,000 subscribers. We recently reached 1,000 subscribers on this channel, so I want to give a giveaway for you guys. It's my appreciation to thank you guys for all of your support. So if you want to definitely check that out, I'll leave the card right here, and you guys can check that out for yourself. So I hope to see you guys around, and take care. God bless. Be safe. Peace.